Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about default view arguments, and following are the topics that we are going to discuss. Firstly, we will understand what is default view argument. Then we will see an example related to this concept. So let's begin. A Django provides us with a convenient way to specify the default parameters for a views argument, and these parameters tell the view which value to be used for a parameter by default if none is specified. So now we will see an example related the concept default view arguments. So here I create a project with the name hospital and an app inside it with the name record. Then we have to define the URL file which is located inside the hospital, or you can say that inside the project directory. So here I open the urls.py file, and you can see that here I write the code which include the urls.py file of the record app. So after this I also need a model for entering the record. For this reason, I open my records directory, and inside it I have a file with the names models.py. So I open this file, and here I create a model with the name record, and it has all the fields which I already discussed in the previous video. So I am not discussing it in detail again. After that I need a forms for entering the record. So I create a file with the name forms.py, and inside it I create a model form. So here I create a model form with the name records form, and inside it I define the meta class with the name model record and field double underscore all double underscore, which means it take all the fields from the model record. Then we have to create the logic for the default view argument. For this reason, I open my views.py file, and firstly I import all the necessary libraries which I needed. Then I create a generic class for the create view, and the class name is patient create, which is a subclass, and I extend it class with the create view. I already discussed this code in the previous module, so I am not going to discuss it again. Then I create a class with the name patient retrieve, and I extend this class with the list view. I also discussed this generic view in the last video. So now here you can see that I create a function with the detail view. This time I create a view by using the function. So I create a function with the name patient detail, and in parentheses I pass a request and pk as a argument. And here you can see that I assign a specified number to this pk, which is 101. Then I create a dictionary with the name context, and then I define the context as a data set. After that I use the query set, and for this I define the model name first record, then objects dot filter, and I filter the objects on the basis of pk, which is a primary key, and in last I return the detail.html file with the context dictionary. And after defining the views, which is create view, list view, and the detail view, we have to need to map it with the URL in the urls.py file. So I open the urls.py file, and here I define the URL. So here you can see that I use the concept of the default view for showing the patient detail, and for this I use the re_path function, and you can see that the both patient detail URL points to the same view, and you can see that here the view name is patient detail, and here also the view name is a patient detail. But in the first pattern it does not capture anything from the URL. So you can see that it only has a details, then it is slash, and after that I use the dollar sign, and this URL is closed. So if the first pattern matches the patient detail function, it will use the default keyword argument which I assigned as a 101. So if I pass the first URL, it will pick the key as a 101 as a primary key. But in the second case, the pattern matches, the patient detail function will use the whatever pk value was captured by the regular expression, not the default one. So here you can see that I create it as a detail slash patient slash, and here I use the named group expression for the pk. So it will take the value for the pk which is captured by the regular expression, not which is by default assigned. So after that we will need the template for the front end, and for this I create a template folder, and inside template folder I create a folder on the name record which is same to the app name. So inside it I create a 2 HTML file with the name record underscore list.html, and record underscore form.html file is created for the create view. As you know that the create view automatically search for the file with the name model underscore form.html. So here I create a form with the post method and render it as a paragraph by using the forms.as underscore p tag. And here I also added two links to move to the list and to the detail list. Next, I create a record underscore list HTML file, and you also know that this file is created for the list view, and you all know that by default list view automatically search for the model underscore list.html file. So here I start the unordered list, and in this I iterate over the object list which displays the first name and the last name of the user as a link, and if the list is empty it shows the no objects yet. So next I create the file with the name detail.html. I render this file in the view function with the name detail patient. So in this file I use the dataset as the object underscore list, and then I print the first name and the last name in the heading, and then I print the email, mobile number and the medical description as a paragraph, and last I use the empty tag. If there is no record it shows that no object yet, and here I also add a link which redirect to the read URL, and it shown with the name back to the list. So I execute this code by typing the command python manage.py run server. So after execution of the run server command we will get the output as shown. So here we get the form by using which we fill the detail of the record, and here you can see that under the form I have two links. The first one is move to the list and the next one is move to the detail. As we are using the default view argument on the detail view, therefore I click on the link with the name move to the detail list, and when I click on this it returns the detail of the record having pk value 101 as we set it as the default view. I will show you. Here you can see in the view function I pass pk as an argument to the patient detail view and set its value to 101. So therefore it by default show the record of the pk 101. But if you want to fetch the detail of any other record, pass the URL in the address bar as a details slash patient slash and the primary key of the patient you want to fetch. So I pass 102 as I want to fetch the detail of the record having a primary key 102. So when I click on 102, it will show the detail of the patient having a name John King. Or if I pass PK as 105 and search, you can see that it shows that no object yet. It means there is a no record with primary key 105. So with this we have learned using default view argument, and in the next video we will learn capturing text in URL.